Kia ora Star Wars fans, welcome to middle-aged Kiwi man collecting Star Wars figures. In this video I want to do comparison between two of my favourite Star Wars 3.75 figure lines, and one of them is obviously going to be the Vintage Collection, because that's what most of my channel is about. It's about Vintage Collection. I love this line, it's just amazing. But the other line that's really dear to me is this one here. It's the Power of the Force 2 line, back from 1995, 96, 97, because this line here is the one that really started it all for me. And when I began collecting, I only had one Star Wars figure as a kid, and this is the line I love today. And so I thought it'd be really cool to do a couple of comparisons about some characters. I'll make it a bit of a series. I'll do 3 or 4 figures each time, do a little comparison, and then we'll just take it from there and see what happens. Okay, and in this very first episode I'm going to focus on 4 aliens from Jabba's palace. Now these 4 that you can see in front of you are all from Power of the Force 2, and I have to say they are not bad figures. They are pretty good representations of the characters. So we've got Yak Face, or Saylt Mare, and he's significant in the fact that this was the first time that he was updated since the famous Kenner Yak Face figure. If you want to know more about the backstory of that, I'll put a link to Randy's video about Yak Face there. So the Yak Face was very, very rare in North America. It goes for hundreds of dollars loose today. And of course he was updated recently in the Vintage Collection. He's coming out again, actually. Then we got the Gamorrean Guard. Again, I think this is a really nice update to a Kenner figure. It actually, you know, put a bit of chubbiness on him, which the Kenner figure was lacking. Some nice paint apps and details and stuff like that. Then we got Reese. Reese is actually a very good character too. Good sculpt. Of course these are all 5 POA, 5 points of articulation, so they don't really do a lot. And probably the worst out of this bunch is Bib Fortuna. So the likeness is not too bad, but he doesn't stand up without a stand. And he's got this horrible big plastic cape, which just never sits right. But anyway, those are the Power of the Force 2 characters, and actually for a while they sat in Jabba's palace pretty well and they didn't look too bad. So yeah, let's have a look and see what Vintage Collection can do. Voila! And just like that, through the magic of television, we've upgraded them to their Vintage Collection equivalents. So let's go through them one by one. So first I'll bring up Yak Face, or Saylt Mare, and you can see here is an absolutely wonderful sculpt of his whiskers, the detail. It's got a lovely soft goods fabric cape which matches the colour of the original better. And if I just bring in the Power of the Force 2 figure, you can see the colouring's quite different. The detail's just on another level in terms of the sculpt of him, and of course he has an extremely fantastic range of articulation. So he is a top tier figure. They're bringing him out again, which is a little bit strange because it wasn't that long ago you could get him, but welcome nonetheless. Next up we've got the Gamorrean Guard. So this was released in the first run of the Vintage Collection and is a top-notch figure. Nice fluffy soft goods, beautiful sculpt and paint job. The only minor is the fact that his helmet comes off so easy. He comes with 3 different weapons as well. Again, loads of articulation, not quite as much as modern standards because this is 10 or 12-year-old figure. Re-released recently. I snapped up heaps of them at the re-release, so it was really cool. So I got a bunch of them. Then bring it in again. So you could see before the Power of the Force 2 Gamorrean Guard looked okay enough for display, but then you chuck a few of these in and he's just not good enough anymore. Okay, and we got Reese. So this is a reissue of the Reese that was released in the Black Series 3.75 inch line before it became a Walmart exclusive, and here's a fantastic figure, great detail. Again, if I just bring in the Power of the Force 2 figure, for a long time I was happy with that, the sculpt. His head's obviously a lot bigger, but you know, he fits in a display perfectly fine actually. But this one, great, welcome upgrade, much better articulation and sculpt and all of that. Fantastic old reuse. And then finally, last comparison in this video, we're going to bring in Bib Fortuna, which came out at the end of 2021, beginning of 2022, depending on where you live. I think it was the beginning of this year for me, and this is just a wonderful figure. The head sculpt is incredible, the paint job is amazing, the articulation is amazing, and look at those creepy hands. Perfect. And this pleated soft goods cape is just one of those outstanding things in the Vintage Collection. He reuses some legs from Lando, but that's cool. You know, you can't see them, they're behind the soft goods. And again, if I bring in the Power of the Force 2, Bib Fortuna, there is just no comparison. This one's off the chart. So anyway, that's the end of my little video. All I wanted to do was do a couple of comparisons of Power of the Force 2 figures versus Vintage Collection. As I said, the line that started off with for me in my collecting journey, and the line that I'm really into now, and I would like to continue on and on and on until they've done all the characters. So anyway, I'm middle-aged Kiwi man collecting Star Wars figures. Thank you so much for watching. Ka kite, and I will see you on another video.